Hey everyone, good morning. I thought today I would tickle your creative brains with the idea of outdoor classrooms. They're really a thing in some schools at different parts of the country and around the world. I personally love the idea of a outdoor classroom, and now with all of the learning that's going on and so much of it happening virtually, I thought it would be fun for us to all explore the idea of setting up outdoor classrooms right in our own backyard, taking matters into our own hands, because when you look into some of the research and the studies that have gone into having these outdoor learning environments, it is incredibly exciting to see the benefits the kids gain. They have such a greater sense of self when they're able to be exposed to these types of settings. Their confidence, their independence. It helps with their problem solving and their creativity. It also just helps them, gives them a greater sense of place. It's so beneficial to just the social, the physical, the mental health. The benefits are many, and with all of the virtual learning that's going on, we are putting effort into setting up some makeshift classrooms and learning environments inside the house. We can just take those same efforts and have some fun with them outside, right in our own backyard. So I've got some ideas to share with you to get your own creative wheels turning, and it starts with the space. So if it's just on a porch or a back patio, if you have a little shade tree that you could set stuff up under, and the idea is for it to be, pretty no frills. You don't want to be having to bring stuff in and out all of the time. So really focus on using materials that you can leave outside that aren't going to, that are going to stand up to the weather. Natural materials, logs are great for seating and for tables. You can, use some scraps of wood to assemble some interesting tables and different things, boulders, but find that spot where kids can escape to and they can read their books, they can work on their lessons, hang some hammocks, just create a really nice little nook for learning. And it's also nice to be able to have, some different stations set up. This is our mud bar that's seen a lot of action over the years. It's starting to look a little bit sad, needs a little refinishing love, but you could convert just an old potting bench that you may have, an old wooden table. It's pretty simple wooden construction, to just have an area that we cut out some holes, put some bowls, some colanders, some old kitchen utensils, and this so much learning has happened here, and it encourages the kids to go gather up some natural materials. They do all kinds of mixing and concoctions and mud pies, and it keeps them connected to the natural surroundings, which is really beneficial and important. But a lot of fun can be had at a mud bar or an outdoor kitchen, easy to put together. Also, I like to have places where the kids can write or draw. Chalkboards, we have lots of them inside, so I also have a few of them spread around outside. And if you have a little wall space that you can paint on, that works nicely. You can also just use some scraps of wood that you paint up with chalkboard paint. You can prop them up against a tree, create some easels out of branches, and different things that you can have on display. Also set up, some places where you really are enticing their imagination, little miniature tree houses, and have the kids get involved in the planning, the setting up, because all of that is learning, and they can build some of the things and then they can build upon it in different ways. They have lots of great ideas on their own, and one that we haven't played around with before, we're going to kind of work on one this next week or so, but is to have an area that encourages music. So gather up some repurposed items, some of life's leftovers that you can bang on that are going to make interesting sounds when the wind passes through, that make noise, and you can create like a little music or sound station that they can play instruments basically that you are making, hang them from the branches or off some fencing or decking that you may have. But so much creative opportunity can come into play with how you set up your outdoor classroom. And this is also having this type of outdoor learning environment really engages the kids in learning more of this, science. They get excited about science and math and biology. It also helps us as parents really be more involved in that learning process in a fun way. I know I do better as a teacher in these types of settings and this environment, and having some of these different types of exercises and projects that we can work on, that where we can incorporate that learning that can happen. But nature really has the power to transform all of us, and we set ourselves up with a little class setting out here. It's a win-win all the way around. And they say nature is our greatest teacher, and sometimes the best lesson is just getting dirty. So those efforts that you're putting together inside, setting up that classroom, have some fun, take them out the back door and have fun setting up a classroom outside.